Hey guys, how's it going? It's Dankoni here and welcome back to Overwatch, more specifically the lovely Blizzard World. I decided to go on the PTR because we now have a release date for what I'm naming the 2018 Overwatch Cosmetics Update, or what Overwatch wants to call the Cosmetics Updates, or the big update that's coming, which will include Blizzard World. We're going to get Blizzard World, we're going to get 8 new Blizzard themed skins, which include I believe a King Torbjorn, a Nova Widowmaker, it's going to be a Doomfist skin, there's going to be a Butcher Roadhog, there's an Orisa from StarCraft, and there may be one, it's a Zarya skin, there's a Zarya skin as well. Not only that, we are also getting some other skins that we don't know at the moment, which is a really interesting one. Jeff did mention that it may be people who haven't been getting skins recently. You got to look at Genji, Diva, Winston, those sort of people haven't been getting skins recently. Also, we'll be getting this lovely map right here, which has been on the PTR for months. Back since BlizzCon, November, early November. This has been on the PTR for months and months now. I haven't played it since it was released on the PTR, really. A few days after its release I played it, but I haven't really played it since. I need to get to know it again. But with that, Overwatch are teasing us because it comes out on January the 23rd. So I'd imagine the Lunar event is going to get pushed back slightly. I don't know whether it'll be the week after or going into February. It would be a bit weird. I don't know. I'd imagine it would be the week after. But it's going to be released on January the 23rd. And Blizzard are going to tease a load of stuff up until that date for what's coming. We have had a teaser of new sprays that are coming into game. They feature Nova Widowmaker spray, the Orisa spray that's based on the skin that's based on StarCraft. All of the sprays, I think, for the relevant heroes have their Blizzard themed sprays. But also we have some really different ones. There's a Diva which looks kind of cute, kind of different, you know. Is that possibly a skin that's coming? We could suspect so, but we really don't know, obviously. We don't know what's coming. But I wanted to take a look at good old Blizzard World, right? Yes, it moves. It's a moving picture. I am in the PTR. I've just forgotten. I'm right here, and I have to take a long walk all the way back to the attacker spawn. We are here, right? Now, I was going to do a little walkthrough of this map. I don't know the ins and outs of all this Blizzard stuff. You start off as the attackers in the Hearthstone Tavern, with the big Blizzard World sign out front, right? This is the Hearthstone Tavern, and the attackers will spawn in here, and they will come out to this lovely here roundabout. And this big-ass choke point. Look at this choke point. It reminds me of the Oasis Gardens choke point, although there's 2 of them in Oasis Gardens. This does have flanks, not terribly obvious flanks. If you go down through this door, you can go this way, you can also come through that way, and there is a little door here which will lead you up through here. And this is a flank right here, because this leads you to the other side of the choke. I'm now in the choke here, and this is the other side of the choke right there. I don't know whether there is no flank on the other side. As far as I can see, there's a mega health pack down there. It's a bit out of the way of things, but there's a mega health pack in that room down there. This leads nowhere. This is like a non-entity room if you want to hide in there. And we come through the choke here. Now, we have the big statue in the middle. Great for hiding behind. I'm going to say that. And great if you want to place a shield either this side, or both, depending on what you're playing. You could place an Orisa shield here, you could place a Ryan shield here. Or you could place an Orisa shield either side, or a Ryan either side, it's up to you. So there's a bit of a thing there. Go through this door here. And you come to the little ride we've got. The little ride that's going around, right? Little birds on it. You come up here and you have some high ground. These barriers are destructible, as they always are in Overwatch. This is a lovely little place for Widowmaker to spam that choke if she wants to. along with a Junkrat. There's possibilities for this little bit of high ground here, but remember, if they do break the choke, then they can come in and flank you on that high ground. So that's something to be aware of. Also, you can be flanked from in here, I believe. Yeah, you can come up here, up these stairs, and up onto the high ground. That's what probably defenders would do and use that door. Attackers would probably come in and flank here if you're going to have someone set up on that high ground. There is also high ground here. So if the attackers break choke, there is another semi-choke point here, if you could hold them here. There is also, I'm not sure whether there is a flank here, I think? No, there's no flank on that choke, okay? Apart from going through this building and coming out of this door here. That is the only flank to this choke. Now, you can obviously shield that choke up and everything. In here you have a mega health pack. That leads nowhere. And you go up here and you get to your second high ground. The defenders can use. There's no vision of the first choke. There's only the vision of that semi-choke there. This also leads you into this. This is a second spawn for the attackers, I believe. This is a second spawn. This door here is where the payload is. Payload's in there. This is a hybrid map, much like King's Row and Iconwold. The payload will come out and onto this road. There's also high ground here. Low ground going around it. A door in here. I've never been in here before. It's just like a non-entity room. And then there's this guy. Now I'm sure you've probably seen a few really cool videos of Azaria attaching a graviton to that. I don't know whether that's been fixed or not. I should probably try it at some point. But if so, it flings people off. So that could be some sort of tactic used if it hasn't been fixed. There's a mega health pack behind the payload stop. And there's a bit of cover here if you're going to get... If people are coming around here and also here, you can take cover in there. Pretty good place for a Junkrat if you want to spam these places. And that is it for the attack onto the actual point. As I said, this is where the attackers will spawn from once the payload has come out of those doors. So, if you're going to defend a payload, say they've got the point here, and you come back as defenders to here, say where that little manhole cover is, you are not going to survive here very long, because the attackers are literally coming out of this door here. So I would not recommend defending at this point if you lose that payload point there. The payload then moves through this choke. There is one flank to this choke, which is here, going behind the payload point. You can then go up here into the front of the choke, or you can carry on a big flank into here, which leads you out to the real center point of this part of the map. This is the StarCraft part of the map, where you have a lot of high ground, a lot of low ground, and an extremely claustrophobic little bit in here, which contains a little health pack in there. Going up here, if I don't get stuck on the signpost, the right hand side of the choke, you have this room. Now this room doesn't seem like much. It gives you a flank onto this actually. I didn't realise that connected up there. It does. That's another flank onto the past this choke as well to be aware of. Although if you are a attacker here, you're going to be sticking with the payload. So this is a really good flank for say a Tracer or a Genji to open up this real problematic choke point. But the big thing about this is this. There is a mega health pack here. So this room then becomes quite crucial for the defense or an attack. If you take control of this room, say you break the choke as an attacker, you can take control of this room, then you have the mega health pack. Imagine if you have a Sombra on your team, that's going to be a really crucial health pack. If you're a defense and you hack that health pack, it becomes useless to an attacking team. So it's going to be an interesting room, that one. I'm expecting this to be quite useful. This is a high ground above the path of the payload. The payload will come from this big archway. It'll come through here and follow the road. You can go up here into this little Starcraft area. You have low ground, which will take you to, this is over here with the plus sign, is the Defender's first spawn, the Heroes of the Storm arcade. You can go up here and then you can get onto this high ground. You can also get onto this high ground from the stairs over here. There are quite a few ways to get on this high ground actually. You can get on for it through here as well. At the end of this Starcraft area. I'm expecting like Orissa's up here. If you're going to play Orissa on defense, I'm expecting it up here. I'm not expecting it down here. I'm expecting it up here. Especially at higher levels. I'm expecting an Orissa up here. Perhaps a Widowmaker. Although the sightlines aren't really that good for Widowmaker. It looks like it, and from here, the sightlines could be okay, except the bridge is in the way. You look at the sightlines from here for Widowmaker. You've literally got what's in front of you. You've got the rocks in the way at the choke. So I'm not sure this is a particularly good part for Widowmaker, to be quite honest. So they'll bring it through underneath these bridges. So I'm expecting, as I said, I'm expecting Orissa's up here. I'm expecting... I don't know what you'll see here, whether you'll see a Junkrat. Maybe a bit too open for Junkrat, this part. Whereas the first choke, when they come out of the Hearthstone Tavern, would be more of a Junkrat-centric choke, because there's not much in terms of flanks. Whereas this, you can get attacked from a lot of angles. There's a stairs over here, where the attackers could get up, and dislodge this up here. There's flanks behind, there's flanks to the side. There's a lot of flanks on this part of the map. It's very open, but the sightlines, in my opinion, aren't particularly good. Unless perhaps you're combating a Pharah. Now, the payload will come through. It will come through here, underneath these bridges. And the checkpoint is here. This is the checkpoint. Where we go into the next part. It's a bit... Is this Diablo? I think it might be. This part is a very interesting part, right? There is a spawn here. I believe this is the attacker's spawn. I think this is the attacker's last spawn. Yeah, this is the attacker's last spawn. To come into here. So again, you won't be defending very close. You then come into this area. Now this area doesn't look as open as you think it is, right? The payload will obviously follow the tracks. And we'll go through here. There is a mega health pack in here. But you will come along these tracks. Is there a health pack in there? No, there isn't. There's a health pack here somewhere. Again, there's more space at the back here. There's a lot of flanks. If you need it, there's another mega there. There's flanks all around this point. The payload will... This is the finishing point for the payload. Right here. There's another mega down there. But if you wanted to do a really audacious flank, you do not go left here. You leave your tanks on the payload. If you're a tracer and you want to get some support, you go this way. Because there is a little place here. And that is the defender's last spawn. This leads you right to the back of the final point. Extremely helpful for things like a tracer who want to be getting hold of perhaps a Mercy that might be here, or a Zen, an Anna, any supports really. Apart from perhaps a Moira who can actually defend herself. Sorry, Zen. You need good accuracy for a Zen to be able to defend itself. This is where the payload ends. Again, this is incredibly defender-centric because, again, the defenders spawn right here. This is defender's last spawn. The CCTV of Blizzard World. It can also come out this side, but it still kind of lands you straight on the point here. Again, if I go over here, look at this. A big hole in the ground, everyone. Yes, there's boop opportunities. There are some boop opportunities here. I don't think we'll see Farah played, because it's obviously enclosed, it's not open. There could be a bit of Lucio action, I think. There could be a bit of Lucio action right here. Perhaps a Lucio Mercy might be coming up. Again, Mercy's getting nerfs, but they are not coming with this update. Mercy and Junkrat nerfs are not coming with this update. That will come at a later date. This is a really interesting map, right? There's a lot of... I mean, this is incredibly detailed. This is the most detailed map Blizzard have ever produced for Overwatch. It's got tons of references in it. I would not be able to reference them if I tried. It's a really, really good map, and it's also a very different map. There is nothing like this, I don't think, in current Overwatch. This is a really weird one. Here. This is going to be really interesting to see how this is defended and attacked. Here, I mean, and this is very... This could be Junkrat here. When it gets to here, it's like, there's two open for Junkrat. This could be Farah, actually. I look at this now. This central part, leading up to the second point, this could be a very Farah-centric part. You've got a bit of cover with this central part here. And it's quite open. But not open. It's not giving you sightlines for like a Widowmaker, but it's giving you... Imagine see if I go up a minute. Say if you're up here as a Farah, you have a view on the choke. You can spam that choke, you can also spam them down here, you can spam them here, you can spam them here. It could be a bit of a Farah map. Plus, with Farah, she can fly, as we know, so she doesn't have to go through choke here. She can go over choke, she can go around, she can even go over the water and go this way. She can even go around this big thing, yeah? And get to the back of perhaps a defense, which would be over here. So this could play out to be quite Farah-centric. But I think this would be the only point of the map that would be Farah-centric. This, I could see me playing Junkrat here. Again, you're going to have your shield tanks. A Roadhog perhaps for the pull on the choke. Again, you're not going to have... it's not going to change tank meta because of this. It's going to change DPS, I would say. You're going to be careful with what DPS you're going to pick. I would go Widowmaker here. This is very close to choke, right? But you can pull off a Widowmaker here, you can pull off a Junkrat here, you can pull off a McCree, a Soldier. The only thing I probably wouldn't do would be a Farah here. Then I would say this Farah-centric right here. This, I wouldn't say would be Junkrat too much. It could be done, but I would say it would favour Farah more than it would Junkrat. And again, Widowmaker might not have the sightlines with this stuff in the way here for the choke. So I wouldn't say it's too good for Widowmaker. But again, Soldier, Genji, Tracer, they're solid picks. They always are on every map. They're never going to fail. So I wouldn't expect a Farah on this point. Junkrat could be quite powerful here. Tracer, Genji, solid picks. Soldier, maybe. There's high ground for Widowmaker here. Actually, there is a high ground for Widowmaker. And there are some sightlines, so you could play Widowmaker on this point. There is some high ground up here that you can get on. So, yeah, this is a very, very interesting map. It's going to drop next week, Tuesday. And it won't be in comp. It will be in, I expect they'll leave it a week for comp. So the week after you'll probably get it in competitive, which will, again, be interesting. We'll have to see how this is played. In my opinion, it's a very different map to what we've had before. And it's going to be interesting. It's a really different map. It's going to be very... It's going to be interesting to see how it's implemented and how people play on it. Also, another point is, when will it come into Overwatch League? I'm not expecting that too soon. I believe Blizzard are trying to do any changes to Overwatch League between stages in the league. There are 4 stages in the league. We are currently on week 2 of the first stage. There are 6 weeks in each stage. I would expect this to perhaps drop in the Overwatch League in Stage 2. So the gap between Stage 1 and Stage 2, because they want to give teams and players chance to adjust to changes. So whether they'll it's difficult. I wouldn't have thought they would leave it until Stage 3. I would say that's a bit long. But I think we can expect Stage 2 to see Blizzard World. They do map rotation in the Overwatch League, so perhaps this will be in the map rotation for Stage 2 along with King's Row. We haven't seen King's Row yet, or Volskaya. So there's going to be map rotation, and I would expect Blizzard World to perhaps be played at Stage 2. In terms of Mercy Junkrat nerfs, it depends when they go live. If they take a few weeks to go live, then they may not implement them yet. Although I would expect that they're going to try and make the Mercy Junkrat nerfs go live so that they could be implemented for Stage 2 of the Overwatch League. So I wouldn't expect them to be too far away. That's what I'm saying here. But this has been a look at the 2018 cosmetics update that Overwatch are implementing. Obviously I can't show you any of the skins or anything because, again, it's not out yet. Keep an eye on the Overwatch Twitter feed because they're revealing something every single day until the update comes out. And I can't wait to see what's going to be with it. Because we've just had skins, and maybe we're perhaps going to get some more highlight intros, some more victory poses, some more emotes. Definitely we're going to get some skins, because that's been confirmed already. And of course we're getting a new map. I don't know whether any of the UI will be changing, and the UI's had a few changes already recently, so I wouldn't expect that to change too much. But, for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. See you then!